You are a beautiful bitch, and your true beauty will come from being a bitch. Here's why your true beauty will come from you being a complete bitch. Your beauty comes from being a bitch because to be a bitch means you're standing up for yourself. Also, often being a bitch is labeled as negative, but for me, what I see being a bitch is setting boundaries. So when I say your true beauty comes from being a bitch, it comes from saying the way you're talking to me is unacceptable. If you continue to speak to me in that way, I will distance myself from you. I will no longer engage with you, and you will never see me again. Now that may seem harsh, but that's a boundary when you know someone is speaking to you in an unacceptable manner, in an unacceptable tone, and in a unacceptable way. So when I say your true beauty comes from being a bitch, it's from setting boundaries. Here's how you set these boundaries. And it comes off as being a bitch because it can be difficult. It can be difficult telling people you love or friends that no longer is okay for you to interact with me as. If someone comes to you and they're raising their voice as they're trying to speak to you, you will have to set that boundary simply by saying, I am not going to engage with you in that level of speaking, in that tone. When you're ready to engage with me as an intelligent human being, we can have a conversation. But until then, I will not engage with you. That's where your beauty comes from. So the first way to be the bitch of your beauty is to set boundaries. Number one, for how people talk to you. Secondly, set boundaries for how people show up in your life. We all have those friends that are consistently late, or just cancel, or make sly remarks. You will have to become the bitch that is beautiful, that speaks up and says, I enjoy our friendship. I enjoy our interactions. I set aside time for us to go places or go to eat or plan these lovely outings. And it means something to me to set aside that time to be with you. When you continue to not respect the time that we've planned, that I've set aside, I can no longer trust that our interactions are going to be on a healthy level. What I request from you is to take the same respect for our time and my time and show up on time. If you're open to being late 5 or 10 minutes, state that. But if you continue to complain that this person's always late, they never show up, I don't like making plans because they cancel, you're being the bitch by not speaking to them. Be your most beautiful self and be the bitch that sets the boundary that says, hey, it's either you show up on time or within your leeway, 5, 10, 15 minutes, or I will no longer make plans with you. That is voicing how you feel. That is keeping your friendship intact, and that is setting a boundary. Respect my time. Respect our friendship. Respect the plans that we've made. If not, I don't need you to show up. I can go by myself or I can choose someone else. But you've done 3 things. You've set your boundary. You've explained to the person what you ask of them. You have accountability. So if the person does show up late again, you can easily say, hey, we spoke about this. I don't know if there was a lack of clarity. If there is a lack of clarity, I was trying to convey that I appreciate when you show up on time. However, this is a warning. When this happens again, I will no longer make plans with you. That is the beautiful bitch that sets the boundaries. So the first way to set the boundary is to check people when they speak to you in an elevated tone. Maybe they're cursing or they're speaking directly at you in an aggressive way. Set the boundary. The second boundary is with your time. If I make plans with you and you cancel 10 minutes before, I'd rather not make plans with you. I'd rather make plans with myself or with someone else who's going to respect my time. Be the bitch that sets that boundary, and that shows your beauty. And thirdly, be the bitch that demands. And when I say demands, demand something out of you. If there is a gentleman that is courting you, that is approaching you, that is pursuing you, and he is not showing up like you want him to, leave him alone. The quickest way for a man to understand is to not respond. I am not going to continuously say, hey, you didn't call me back. Why haven't you messaged me? Leave it alone. Show up for yourself. Be the bitch that sets that boundary, that knows your worth, knows that a simple text message is easy to do. And it's something that small where it weeds out what you will and what you won't tolerate. If it's a call back, if you have plans for a date or plans to meet up and the person doesn't finalize or call you to confirm, leave it alone. There's only so many ways that you can explain to a person how you expect them to show up. Now, you can go the route of saying, hey, I enjoy your company. When we make plans, my expectation is the day before that you call and confirm or message me to confirm. Therefore, I know and I'll be ready and happy to see you. Set that boundary. But if a person continuously shows you that they do not value your boundary or they just do not value you, that is not their mistake. That is a behavioral trait. Leave it alone. That makes it easy. That makes it really easy. And then he'll probably chase, but either way, there's people that will show up the first time correct. Allow that to happen. Be the bitch that sets the boundaries, because beauty comes from the boundaries, which sometimes make you a bitch. So be a bitch. It's all about setting the boundary and show your beauty, because you're worth it. Let me know in the comments how being the bitch that sets the boundaries has increased your beauty, and let me know how this has helped you and how I can help you, because hey, I've kind of done it all. I'll see you in the next video.